Hey Wastelanders, welcome back to the Last Ranger Show. Your host is Gary. Today's episode we're going to be going over the Kershaw Culpepper. You probably remember this knife showing up in a lot of my videos, and I'm always forgetting the name, so I finally decided to give a review. Let's get started. So again, we're going to cover the Kershaw Culpepper. This is like a classic slip joint, but it was released in 2020, and I didn't do my research. I don't know if Kershaw, it's a model that was previously released and updated, but I consider it an update for the traditional pocket knives. And forgive me, I'm not all that familiar with traditional pocket knives. I don't know what this model is called. I would assume it was like a Barlow because it's how it looks, but it may be some other version. So forgive me if I got that wrong. So the model number is 4383, and it of course was made in China. It features 7CR17 MOV stainless steel, and it's clip point, obviously. I don't have too many clip points. I have a lot of drop points, but not too many clip points. It's a satin polished finish. It opens manually with a nail nick. It doesn't have any stops along the way, so it's fairly easy to get open. It includes a lanyard hole. That's a big plus in my book. And it's polished G10 scales with brass pins. These scales are really nice. You could see some brass liners too. It just caught my eye. I liked it. Initially, I think I was just it caught my eye. Let me clean it up. But initially, I was thinking I bought it because it was cheap. It was $16 on the Knife Center. And I think I needed to fulfill quota to get free shipping. And I'm like, that knife caught my attention. I think there was a Kershaw sale going on, and yeah, I bought it. And I wasn't disappointed. I really like this knife. There's a little jimping on the spine. Fits well in the hand. Like, I have enough handle to grip a firm grip on it. I like it. do some knife comparisons, size comparisons. This is the Benchmade bug out. And this is the Spyderco Tenacious. This is the Shat Morgan, the only knife I own, traditional knife I own. And so I thought I would compare it to that size to that. And I recently come across something called a doctor's knife, and I really like that too. But it kind of resembles a doctor's knife too. So I took these measurements and beforehand. 4 1/8 inch handle. The blade's 3 1/4 inches is long, and it's a 3 inch cutting edge. The overall length of the knife is 7 5/16, and I weighed it at 3.21 ounces, but that includes the lanyard. I can't imagine that lanyard added too much weight to it. My final thoughts: I really dig this knife. I don't normally purchase traditional knives unless one catches my attention, and this knife did. This reminded me of a knife that I carried as a kid, and I don't remember which brand it was. It probably was an off-brand. Maybe it was a Buck. I don't know, but I carried a knife that looked somewhat like this, but it didn't have these fancy handles, G10 handles. They had like the Staghorn. But it was particularly shaped like this, and I remember I could add a lanyard too. In those days, I probably just tied a shoestring on it. But anyway, yeah, it really tripped my trigger. I got a sentimental feeling. That's probably why I bought it. I think it's very nice looking. It's the right size. I like knives big, traditional knives. When I'm gonna buy a traditional knife, I favored the bigger size. Yeah, and being able to add a lanyard to this knife, it was the icing on the cake. You know how I dig lanyards. I think this will be a keeper in my collection. It's not that all expensive. I think the current price is $25, but like I said, I picked it up for $16. I like it. I think the Kershaw did a good job on it. It isn't no Boker knife that costs with N690 that costs like $200 or $300, but it's a decent knife. I use it. I mainly use it to open mail. I do some cutting up of food with it, and I've been known to break down some cardboard. It's a decent knife. I encourage you guys to consider picking it up. I think 20 years down the road, it'll be 20, 30 years down the road, it will be a classic Kershaw. Like, I don't know if Kershaw does many traditional knives, but they did one in 2020. I think they did 3 others, but I don't remember their names or models. But I think they did maybe 4 models in 2020. All right. Take care, Wastelanders.